Alright, it's gonna be loud in just a minute. My AC is like right here behind me. And it's running. But I'm currently switching clothes over. So y'all are gonna hang out with me for a minute. Aubrey has left. My mom came and picked her up. Get these socks up. Ugh. Okay. Alright. Gotta try not to drop socks. I think what I'm gonna have to do is put a laundry basket at the bottom. Under on the floor where the washer opens. That because I can't bend all the way to the floor. And it will catch all the clothes that fall and drop. And then you just pick that basket up, put it, put the clothes in there. The past couple of months, it's been one of the kids' chores for laundry because it's teaching them responsibility and how to do it. And also Daniel's, because I have been so violently ill, and I'll wash clothes, but like switching them over, I don't know, it feels kind of weird doing laundry right now. And then last year I had my hip surgery, so I wasn't allowed to stand for long periods of time. Okay. I'm so short. This one isn't as deep as our old one, and it has less bells and whistles than our old washer does. And it's got the middle piece in it, which I love. I love these like older washers. But yeah, before I couldn't unload the washer at all. It was so big. Okay, I'm gonna put this down for a second. No, actually I'm gonna leave this open. I'm gonna empty out the lint trap and start the dryer, and it's gonna be loud. Okay. Didn't take long. It took like 3 minutes. A little under 4 minutes to swap everything over. I still have my shoot, I'm drawing a blank. I still have my Moss Stitch shawl that I gotta work on. I said in a prior video that I have up to the very final skein because it takes a lot less. I think like I got 11 rows, like 10 and an eighth of a row. I don't know. Anyways, so I upped it. I upped my hook from 6.5 to 7 just to use up that yarn and make it more fast, because I'm tired of looking at it. Well, I'm tired of messing with it. I'll wear it this winter, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna wait till after I have her. October, November is depending on when she wants to come, and then see if it ties behind my back the way I want it to. But yeah, I'm putting the last skein on and I'm calling it quits. So I am currently working on this. The video I found says a half circle eyelet shawl, but when I look up like other ones, I can't find any like that. And when I look up like the design of it and what was done, it says that it's a 3/4 circle shawl. Hold on, let me get this over here where I can pull it up. So I think it's more of a 3/4 circle shawl, and that's what I've been calling it. And I'm currently using baby pink, as you guys can see. I have 3 skeins of this. There's like 300 and I want to say 65 yards or 395 yards. I can't remember. But basically, I'm going for 550 yards because that's what it says when I put like all the calculations in with a 6.5 millimeter hook. That's what it says to get the drape. And the way that it is it like, I just did that and then I was going to show it to you. Hold on. Okay, so see how it like swoops down? Like, see it? Like it doesn't go straight across like a half circle would. It drapes. So when you put it on, it would go. Try not to get tangled up in the yarn. She did the 8. She said you can do the 9 if you want to. I like the 8, but I'm doing this one with 9. 9 pie crest wedges. Like, I have a ways to go. I don't even have 100 yards on it, but basically it will come down and it will, like, the more there is on here, the more it will just hang, and you can move, you can do stuff. You don't have to worry about it coming off. You can pin it if you want to, but yeah, so I'm doing this one in the, okay, first of all, I'm doing this one with the 6.5 millimeter hook, and then I'm gonna go down to the 6 millimeter hook and see which one I like better. Because usually when a yarn calls for a recommended hook size, I don't usually use the recommended hook size, and I think it's a 5 or a 5.5. And I want a drape. Like, I don't want something super stiff. I want it to be able to drape, but at the same time, I want it to be able to, like, when I go to donate them, I want it to be able, and like when I wear them or anybody, I want them to be able to be light enough where it's not super bulky and heavy, but heavy enough where it doesn't come off. But the stitches, like, I know I'm using double crochet, but the stitches will hold the heat without you getting super hot, and like if a wind blows, you're not losing a couple of degrees of body heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to have a fine, good median point. So I'm figuring out which one works better, and who knows, I might have to use a point, half a point up from the recommended hook size when I do them. I don't know. It's all about how you want to do it. Now, I'm pretty sure you could do the shawl in the V-stitch or in the moss stitch, linen stitch. You could do single crochets, you could do double crochets, you could do treble crochets, you could do whatever your heart desires on the way that you want to do it. Ooh. Let me move this up. So I know how to, I'm not being funny, I literally just learned how to start doing these. I think it was like Wednesday of last week, or Wednesday or Thursday of last week, and today's Monday, so it's not that long ago, and I think this is like my 3rd one that I've made. But for my memory's sake, I like to pin where the last pie wedge is, as they, like I said, as they call it, because it's all the same across, but in order to get it to where it like angles down, instead of putting the 2 right here, you only put 1, and then you put the 2 at the beginning and end, which, you know, it's like at the end you put 2 double crochets down here, and then you chain, and then you do your 2 double crochets. What I do is, in the original video, she chains 1 and turns. That's fine and great. I chain 2 because it's just, I like chaining 2. I used to chain 3 on everything, but I chain 2. It never counts as a stitch to me. It counts as, you know, just a chaining up, and then I put 2 double crochets in the stitch right there, and it's fine. It's just how my brain works. You could chain 3 if you want to. You can chain 1 if you want to. It's totally fine. But yeah, I really like this stitch. Okay, 11 minutes in. Clothes are drying. I don't know what we're going to eat for dinner. I'm thinking like it's just gonna be me and Daniel. I'm thinking maybe like some canned soup, unless he wants to do something, I don't know. But I'm thinking like canned soup over rice. That's just me. That's what I'm kindly thinking. Didn't want that to dawn on me. But yeah, this one's pretty drapey. I did a red one with a 7mm hook. Am I thinking that right? Yeah. And I like the drape, but I don't know. I gave it to my daughter because I'm like, hey, if you want, you can have this one. And I don't know if she wants it or not because she's not really in the color red, which is fine. So what I can do is I can just add on to it and make it like a, what do you call it? Just for here at the house. Or if she wants to use it here, you know, that's fine. I will say, right now in the season of life, when I first started making shawls, I made the triangle ones because that's kind of all I knew. And then I liked the circle ones, but I didn't really make them like the half circle ones. And doing the actual circle ones, like you're increasing. So you're basically doing like a beanie or a hat, however you want, whatever one. And then you're just continuously increasing every single round again and again and again and again. And I don't like counting. I like something mindless where I cannot think about it and then just go and do what I gotta do. Now, like this, it's mindless, but you know, if you mark it where you have to, you're like, oh, okay, here's my last pie crust. This one's different, but it's the same. So it's just easy. You could take it with you. You don't have to have a pattern. You don't have to have anything with you besides the yarn, scissors if you need it, a hook, and if you're gonna finish it and weave in all the ends, you know, if you're taking it somewhere, like if you're giving it to somebody, you want to weave in the ends, you know, okay. But you want to take a pattern with you. You don't have to take nothing like that. But yeah, I've been looking for the things that I don't have to pin. I bought a bunch of shawl pins and I got really into doing that and stuff, but I don't like having to pin them. I don't like the way that they pull at the yarn. I don't like how, I mean, it's great because it's like a decorative piece. It holds it together, yada, yada, yada. But, like, I can't find any actual shawl pins that actually work, that hold stuff. And I want to be able to just throw on something and either tie it behind my back or wrap it around my back to my front and go, or just throw it on and know that I'm good and covered and go about my day. I'm a mom. I'm not looking for like a big massive fashion sense. you know, I plan on breastfeeding, so I want to be able to do some, I want to be able to feed her where I'm not like, let me do this, and let me do this, and let me try to move this, and, like, if we're getting cold, I can throw it over top of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways. But I also want something that is going to stay in place. And I think I might have found it. And then it works perfectly too because I don't know why I just looked at that. Anyways, it works perfectly too because if I can get it right on how it needs to be, then I can, we can donate them. You can donate them. You can, send them off. And so I say supposedly, like I said, I haven't made one for me yet, but the bigger you go, the longer that you go to how you need it and want it. They will come to your back. So I measured from top of my shoulder down to like, what is this called? It's my lower back, but it's like right at the top of my pelvic bone. And it's like 20 inches or something like that. 20, I think it's like roughly 20, 21 inches. So by the time that this wingspan is good and long, and it drapes down in front of your arms, the back of it's like 28 inches or something like that. Because when I looked at it, when I was like figuring out and Googling and doing the things, the wingspan, and I'm guessing the wingspan is like from this point to this point across is the wingspan. That's supposed to be about 6 to 80 inches, I think, for my size. You gotta kind of figure it out. But anyways, it makes a really good shawl covering for people in wheelchairs because these are long, but it doesn't go like down to the wheels. Does that make sense? Because I also have a wheelchair, so like I know I have to look out for those things. But yeah, it just sits like perfectly because it comes to about your waist, a little bit above like the points. And it's just really good, and it covers the arms, so it keeps your arms warm, your lower back. And honestly, I think I prefer these over the triangular shawls, and that's what that one is, the triangle shawl. I don't know, I'm not trying to sell you guys on it. I'm just saying like the things that I'm learning, the things that I'm finding out. Like I will be 30 next month, and I've been crocheting since I was 13, and I literally just started making these 3 Ford Circle shawls in like last week. So I think they're really good, and I can link the video down below on how she does it. I do mine a little bit differently, but that's totally fine. Not everybody's the same. Here's what's left. Oop. I don't want it to like fall apart, but here is what's left on the first skein that I have. And ironically enough, I have a ball left from where I was doing another project, so I have that too. So I technically have, let's see, I did the math. I had 1,095 yards of this pink, which said 155 yards is enough for one, but I don't know. And that's also going based upon the fact of what the online, like, here's how much you need to make a shawl type of pattern. If I'm making any sense. So I'm going to see if that's what it is. And then I have that other ball, so I'll use that one too. Let me see what let me tell you what the, like, from the middle point to this outer point is, because I'm like, once, to me, I am trying to go, because I know this is this is going to get really long because of the way that it's increasing, which is totally fine. But I want to go from, I want to make sure it's wide enough to go down my back. And I think it said, oh, yeah, going down the back, I think it was like 28 inches is what online said. Let's see. That is my centimeters. Here's my inches. Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We are at 12 inches. Oh, wait, no. Really close. We're really close to 13 inches right now. And I just started this one yesterday. So it will get there. It will grow pretty quickly. I like that it's mindless. And honestly, like, if you just sit there, if you have... I'm not a fast crocheter, but I'm not a, like, beginner crocheter. Like, I do like to kind of be fast, but take my time. I will say that this would probably take... If you have a 4-weight yarn, it would probably take maybe like a day or two, and you have a gift or you have one for yourself. Do whatever color you want to do. I just really like the baby pink. I do have other colors coming. I do have scrap balls of yarn, and I'm trying to think. I don't have one near me, but I want to make one of these with all my scrappy colors, because I know some people would like scrappy, you know, like, because there's elegant, like, you know, like, this is kind of elegant colors. And then there's ones where you, like, you throw on, you're like, yeah, okay, like, this is just pretty cool. You know, like, I can get dirty in this, I can wear it outside, I can do things. If you want to pin it, it's windy, you know, you could pin it, you know, however. Okay, so... trying to think. Oh, this one I made last year to keep, and I love it so much. I do. I love this so much. I love it. This is a triangle shawl that I made. I just freestyled it. Let's see. I started off with double crochets in every stitch, and then I randomly did like the granny clusters and things. Got it on my hand, but it goes out really far, and I really love this one. I want to keep this one, but like, you know how like you love something, but you know that gifting it would be even better. That's where I'm at too. So I think I'm gonna gift this one, but I really love it. I really love it. I like how loose it is. I like how, I don't know, I really like it. But yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I know who I'd give it to anyways, but I really like it. I made this one last year, like I said. I think I used a 6mm hook, 5.5, 6mm hook. It brings me joy. I love the colors, but it's not like, it's not me. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm okay with giving it away too. But I like it. I like how like it's like Indian colors and it's fall, and I did fall colors for the fall, and it's just, it's this whole thing. It's this whole thing. Anyways. So there's that one. So I'm just figuring out what I want to do with that. Hopefully, by the time I finish this, I want to finish this one maybe today or tomorrow, and I can do a video revealing the final reveal of it. Tomorrow is going to be my day, like full day without the kids, but then Daniel's going to be getting home off of work. So, I'm going to try to do as many pre-videos as I can and get them uploaded. Excuse me. And then Because the next couple of weeks the kids are going to be with me, and I don't like to do a bunch of video recording, and like I'm a mom, so I have to interact with my kids. Yeah, today was like a lazy day, and I was just like, she crafted and watched cartoons and things, things that she doesn't really get to do on her own without like her brothers aggravating her, and so I kind of let her just sleep as long as she wanted to, get some sleep and hang out and, watch her girly cartoons without her brothers going, ew, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But I just told her, she had to, take her meds and eat breakfast and, do her chore, which was dishwasher, which was unloading and reloading, and then she was free to do whatever she wanted for the rest of the day. I do want to vacuum this floor, and I want to do, I want to vacuum the rest of my house, go through stuff. The trees, the leaves outside my window it didn't freak me out, but I was like, I saw movement, and it kind of startled me almost. Yeah, I'm not doing nothing crazy. I wanted to do a bunch of stuff, but I only have a couple hours to myself. And then, like I said, Daniel's off. I don't film when Daniel's home. And I don't film. Like, I could sit here in my room while the kids are good and doing their own thing. Like, I'm trying to teach them, like, you can go in your room and just, hang out and have some downtime. And, if you're starting to get overstimulated or overwhelmed, it's okay to step away. And I try to lead by example. Like, I can still see them. They're old enough. I'm not going to leave them unsupervised. I have the Ring app on my phone, and I got cameras all over my house, so I can keep an eye on them. I go in there and check on them and things like that, but they're not unsupervised for very, very long. But, yeah, so I just, try to lead by example. And then, like, my youngest goes and plays in his room if he's, wanting to be by himself for a little bit. My oldest goes in his room and hangs out. It's fine. It's fine. If you need to step away to have inner peace for a moment, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, like, I get overwhelmed and overstimulated pretty quickly when there's a lot of things going on and excess noise and things. And my oldest has autism, so he's level 1 and level 2, so he's not far down on the spectrum, but he can get overstimulated and he can get overwhelmed. Anybody can, let's be honest. There's too much going on. But yeah. I don't plan on doing, like I said, I don't plan on doing much. I know Daniel's gonna want to come home. He's gonna want to go for a run. And then chill out, which I'm totally fine with. But I'm gonna have him help me move the big stuff because he's not gonna let me do it. He's just not. And that's fine. But I want to get some stuff moved. I want to vacuum in places that need to be vacuumed. I want to get some stuff taken out to the shed. I want to move stuff around in the each of the kids' rooms. And then Wednesday we have the baby appointment. We get to see her again. We saw her at 20 weeks, but she was bigger, but she just wouldn't sit still no matter what we tried to do. So, like, she's fine. Everything's good. Everything's great. She's healthy, but they wanted, like, actual pictures of her that they could see and check her progress and her development and things like that. And as soon as they'd go to get the picture, she would move. Like, we counted, like, we didn't measure her spine. We kept seeing her spine, like, 5 or 6 times. We saw her little nose and her little face, like right here. We saw that like 3 or 4 times. We counted her feet like 5 times. Her one little leg like 3 times. She wouldn't stop moving. And she was like, "Oh, you want to get a picture of this? I'm done. I'm moving. You want to get a picture of this? I'm moving. Yeah." So I have to go to the actual hospital and get scans done. And they were like, "Okay, we're just gonna wait for her to run out of room a little bit." So 25 weeks, 6 days on Wednesday, and we get to see her again. So that's fine. And then I gotta go do my glucose screening. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna be right at the same hospital, I might as well just do both of them at the same time. So that's gonna be fun. And then the kids come home. I'm just trying to think. Kids come home. Nothing really going on. Oh, somebody at our church got saved. They gave their heart to the Lord. I thought that was so cool and awesome. And all the things were exciting and great. It didn't happen at church. It happened Tuesday. The Tuesday before this past Sunday. It happened last week. But like with our pastor, and it was great, and they go to church with us, and it was just super awesome. Super awesome. What else was there? There's just so much. Like, while we were out at my grandmother's yesterday, my mom swapped one of my kids for the other kid while they were camping. She's been doing a lot of swapping kids. And then now her and her mom, my grandmother, which is the kid's great grandma, she has all 3 of them right now. They're all heading out, and they moved campsites, and they're all camping. And they're going to be camping until Wednesday. And then, shoot, I'm trying to think. I'm trying not to repeat the same things that I've said before in my other one, because that was filmed this morning. I saw my nephew. He's so funny and squishy, and he's got the biggest eyes, and he's just the cutest little thing, and I want to squeeze him, but at the same time, I'm like, you can't spoil a baby, but like, that's his mom and dad's job to spoil him like that, you know? And I'm the aunt, so I'm like, ooh. You know? It's just, you know. Anyways, he's a little thief. Any type of food, he snatches it. He's 8 months old and he steals food. And I joke, like, I'm not being serious, but back when I was craving the garlic parmesan chicken wraps, I was eating one, and that little heifer took it and like ate it, and then left me with like the slobbery little tortilla wrap. That's all he left me with. He just like straight snatched it, and I'm like, so every time I see him, I'm like, you owe me a chicken wrap, boy. And he's just so cute and funny. Well, my mom had him. She had him for the night. She pulls up my yard with my oldest. Or, how'd that work out? Was I swapping? Yeah, I had the 2 youngest kids, and my mom had my oldest, and she pops up, and they were just like getting ready to swap out. She grabs him, and I'm like, where'd he come from? Like, I knew where he came from, but I'm like, where'd he come from? How'd you end up with that one? He's so funny. He's starting to stand up with support, and he's pulling himself up, and he's just so funny and squishy. Let's see. Baby equipment. I think technically all we need to get for her is her little outfits. I have some outfits, but I have clothes that I need to go. I've went through them. I need to separate them by size, by season and size, and then see what's gonna work and things like that. And shoot, yeah, see what's gonna fit her, what's not gonna fit her, what's gonna work, what's not gonna work for the seasons, because you know babies grow. And I gotta wait for this fall to get the clothes that she needs. Now I'm not going all big and crazy. We usually do like sleeper PJs. You know, they're little teeny tiny little muffins at that point, and they don't need nothing really fancy. She might have like a dress here or there for, you know, church or something like that, but mostly PJs, mostly footed little zipper PJs, and a swaddle or something. But no, she needs that. And then we were thinking about getting a diaper bag, but I have a bag that I bought for my car that's currently sitting up on the top of my dresser, and then I have one over here that's just sitting, and that was had my yarn and stuff in it, but I haven't used it for that. It's just they both become a collect all. And actually, when we had the really bad freeze back in January, I had the kids go out and grab my bag from out of the car because it had our binoculars and stuff in it. So I didn't want them to bust. So what I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about using this other one and keeping it in the car for her diaper bag. Because if we're mostly at home, then that's fine and great. But if I can keep a diaper bag in the car, then I know it's in the car. And we can just, you know, grab diapers, refill, you know, things like that. Because in all seriousness, with it being fall, almost wintertime, I do not plan on leaving as much unless we're going to revival or we're going to family Christmas or Thanksgiving or my nephew's birthday or like church, like church, my grandmother's house, or maybe even like to the store. But other than that, like I don't plan on leaving with a little tiny little newborn baby or, you know, going long distance. Now I can go and drop off the kids to school and come back home, but that's like a 10-minute drop off, 10, 15, 20-minute drop off. Like it's not long. It's not long at all. And then like same thing with pickup. Pickup's not that long, and then at that point I can just have Daniel go and get the kids from school. Unless he has to work like a different shift, but yeah, I don't plan on really leaving with her when she's tiny. If I don't have to. And she's a newborn. Like I'm not saying shelter her. Like we will go outside, we will go do things, but you know, I don't know. I had Mason, my oldest, was born in December, so he's technically a fall baby based upon when the first official day of winter is. Now the first day of winter is Daniel's birthday, but it was still cold. We still had snow. We left and had to do things, but other than that, I'm like, you know, I'm staying here. I'm not going. And then my daughter was born, and I was like always out and about with her, but she was due at the same time. But yeah, and then my youngest, he was born a week and a half before the pandemic happened. Like everything started shutting down, so we were home. And at that point, I'm like, okay, you know what? We don't really have to go and do things. Well, because like we didn't have to, and I'm like, let's just chill out. Let's not do a bunch of things. And what I'm saying with this whole thing is, do not stay cooped up in your house. And if like, okay, so postpartum depression is real. You do need to get out and you do need to do things, but it's okay to just be at home. You don't need to constantly be out every single day. Now, like if you have a job and things like that after you have a baby, yeah, I totally get it. But, and I understand. But if you don't have to, it's okay to be at home. It's okay to say no. Babies don't remember much at that age. They're not remembering, whose house they went to and, all the things. And the older kids, they're not neglected. They're, like they're going to have fun at school. They're going to be doing things. They have family members. They have Daniel. They have the things. Like, I can sit in the house or I can sit on the porch with her and let her grow and, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I just like, I don't know. I'm ready to have her, but I don't want, I know she can hear me, but I'm ready to have her, but then again, I'm not ready to have her because it's the excitement of having another baby, but like, it just hasn't smacked me yet that we're gonna have another baby. Like, I wanted like kind of a big family, but then like, we've been a family with 3 kids for 6 years now, and that's just how it was. I didn't think we were gonna have kids, like any more kids after that. And then to go from 3 to 4 kids, like, I'm okay with change, but change is change and it's different. And it's just like, I was so ready to just not have to go do the preschool pickup anymore, and the sleepless nights, and you get into that like whole thing of how life is going to be. And then here I am having another little blessing, and it's like, gotta do all the doctor's appointments all over again. Like, it's not annual appointments, it's not like, diaper changes. And I know it's just a short season, and it's like packing them around. They're not independent, they're not walking yet, they're not like, they're not, you get so used to having older kids, it's just like, wow. And then you have another one, you're just like, it sounds selfish, I know, but I'm not trying to make it sound selfish. I'm ready for her to be here, but then again, like, I'm not ready yet. It's just, bringing the life into the world is the greatest blessing ever, but then like, you're nervous that something's gonna go wrong, and then like, you have this little tiny baby where you're like, okay, I know what to do, but you're like worried that something's gonna happen. And yeah, it's fine. And juggling routines and trying to carry a baby out in the snow and ice, and I have fuzz in my mouth. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna hop off of here. I got a couple of rows done. Didn't really see it. It was mostly in my lap as I talk to you guys, but yeah, I love you all, and I will see y'all next time. Getting emotional just thinking that she's gonna be here in literally like 13 weeks. 13, yeah, like 13, 14 weeks. Because they could change their mind, but I might be getting induced. I had to get induced with my first labor. I know with your first child it's going to be longer, but I had so many complications with him. And then my second and third, I was supposed to have, or I got induced because of my first. And I had a broken pelvic bone, and I had to have, my hip was dislocated and a broken pelvic bone, like completely shattered. I got all that replaced and fixed last year, and then because of the fact that it's half metal and stuff in my pelvic bone area and my hip, we're talking about being induced just because if anything was to happen, it's better to be at the hospital to go from beginning to end than be somewhere and have something completely happen, and that's scary. But then again, like, I don't want to be induced. I just don't. Like, being induced is okay when it's medically necessary. And I did need the medical necessary things. But I feel like at this point, with everything being aligned the way that it needs to be and nothing is broken, I think it's more of a fear thing, and I'm not putting my trust in the Lord like I need to. And I need to put my trust in the Lord, and I want to wait. I want to be induced, but then again, like, I don't. If that makes sense. Like, I wanted to come on our own. I don't like the fact of picking my child's birthday when the Lord has decided my children's birthday. Now, like with my other two, like, yeah, we got to pick their birthday, but I felt more comfortable with it because I felt like the Lord was like, this is their birthday, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it like medically had to be done. This one, I feel like the Lord is telling me to just not be induced. Like, he's leaving it in my hands. You know, I have that choice ultimately. I don't know. We'll see. Pray about it. And yeah, we'll pray about it. I know, like, with being induced, it helps because you know ahead of time of, you know, getting your kids in line with who they need to go with and all the things to get it set up and all that, as to waiting and waiting and waiting and then trying to find a babysitter last minute and things like that. So I'm just, it has its good and its bads, and I'm just trying to figure out it. So we'll see. Who knows? I might have like really bad nerve pain that will push me to be induced. I'm kind of wanting to see if I can do like 50-50 where like I can start my labor, or just like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I know, like, with the Pitocin and everything, I want to have more control over it, and that's fine. They let you do that. Yeah, I'm just stuck in limbo, man. I'm just stuck. I think, let's see, my next appointment is in August for my prenatal care, and then starting in September, we'll start I think August and then September are going to be my last two, like once a month, and it's going to go twice a month, and then I'll go to once a month, is what I'm thinking, if I'm thinking that correctly. But somewhere in that point, like, I gotta bring it up because it was brought up when I first got pregnant, and I think it was put in my chart, but I've been gaslit so many times, it's not even funny. From a place that I absolutely loved and trusted and loved everybody up there. So anyways, I'm gonna hop off here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.